this video is about how I'm connecting to the internet, even through the censorship of Iran. This is not VPN. Well, a little bit it is, but to get into that, it's not a VPN that we all know. And you have to understand what kind of situation it is in Iran to understand how hard it is and what kind of technique that we are using so we can connect to the internet. First of all, in Iran, we don't have internet. We have internet. What is the difference between internet and internet? So let's go to the screen so I can show you. And it's a little bit of academical. And after that, I'm going to show you and talk about what kind of things you should have in order to save yourself in this kind of situation. I hope you're never going to use these techniques, but it's like wishing for peace, but be ready for war, right? So let's go to the screen and let's go. Okay, we're going to talk about the kind of digital prison that we have in Iran and the internet trap. I'm going to talk about the mechanism of the internet. What is the difference between the internet and the internet, and talk about the business loopholes, the proxy chains, and going to talk about the technical methods that we have. I'm going to show you one of them, and I'm going to tell you why it's working, and it's going to be dangerous maybe, but if you know what you're doing, you're going to go on the radar. So, Digital Freedom Toolkit, and we'll talk about the things you should have inside your systems, and sub-organization. I'm going to talk about how you should not be alone in this, not a lone wolf in this kind of situation. You must have a community, a fine community. And after that, a call to action. And I hope this is going to be give you an understanding what we're doing, and you learn these skills. So later on, hopefully you're not going to use it, but if you need to, you know what you're doing. So let's go. So the digital prison, what's going on in Iran? In Iran, the government just shut down and they cut off the connection to the internet itself. Thing is, even Iran is losing money because of it, but they had to do it because all these news and the footage is not going to reach to the other countries. So I'm going to show you how I did it, how I connect myself to the internet. So yeah, and the latest news is that 92 million of people are just lost their connection to the outside world using internet, and the minimum sentence of using Starlink, the internet that's provided by Elon Musk, the minimum sentence is 2 years, and the maximum punishment is death. And yes, using internet that is not verified and accepted by the government is death. Yeah, this is true. And only government and the political people are accepted to use internet in this kind of time. Yeah. So what is kind of mechanism that it is that we have right now? So what is the internet? Internet is actually the internet, but it's a local internet. So let's say you have multiple buildings together, and you're trying to connect these buildings together, and after that, you're going to have a massive network of these all buildings. But one building have a beef with other building, and they cut off their internet so they don't have any connection together. Let's say it like that. And these buildings have no connection whatsoever, other than physically just go in there and go back. There is no other connection. But in order to the first building to have their own connection, they have their own personal network, so they can have their own communication. But the users, the resident of that building, they can have their same connection. So the whole internet itself It's connection of these buildings all together. This is internet. But the internet is the network itself inside one building. Just that, right? So let's say, here we go. This is a mechanism of the internet, the global itself. If you can see this, the whole countries all around the world are just connected together. And inside of each one of the network itself, let's go to one country, and let's say Europe doesn't connect it to any other one. And inside of this country, we have internet itself. So we do not connect to outside, we connect inside. It's like a local network. It's like a local network inside of your home that you're using. The modem, the router, all of it. So inside your home, it's the internet itself. It's a local internet. Let's say like that. Okay. Okay, here we go. So this is actually it. And how it works is that how do government cut off the internet of the users? So unlike other first world country, the citizens and the users have their own routing way based on the law to the internet itself. Let's say like that. We connecting to the source. Let's say like that. But in most countries that trying to control the user's activity, we using the layer of the firewalls. Let's say that let's say checkpoint. We have the government creates some checkpoints inside the layer. It's called the policies mostly, and after that, every time my connection is trying to go through a website, it go through all of these checkpoints and say I have the access or not. So, but mostly in other first world countries, all users have the same connection to the exactly highway of the internet itself. But in those countries that are trying to control the user activities, they have a lot of checkpoints. So that's how they connection they can cut off our internet. So let's say how do I? So let's say what kind of connection it is, because we already cut off from the internet, so there is no chance. So there is no chance to connect to the outside world. How do we connect it? Well, the government need some connections to the outside world because of the online services and the online infrastructure that they're creating for themselves. Let's say you creating a website, right? And in this website, you don't have all of the, let's say, the icons and the logos inside of the your website locally, the images, let's say. You don't have it all locally. You don't have all the dependencies inside of the Node.js locally, right? You just upload it in the web house, and in the web house, based on the requirement.txt file, they're going to download all the libraries and use it all. So you don't have to download it locally and use it and publish it again and again. Why are we doing this? Because of the lack of storage. All of this going to have a massive storage. That's why the governments don't want to spend money just for this kind of storage. It takes a lot of storage for it. So, and this is a good for us because it makes the government itself dependent to the internet. A lot of the government itself, let's say America, USA, and Europe, all of them still have those services inside of the internet that make them dependent to the internet. So they have to let some servers and the web hosts and service providers, internet providers, all of them. Some of them have the license to make their connections available to the outside world. So what should we do? We just connect to those servers directly and we good? No, we can't. Why we can't? Because the government and using those policies and using those firewalls to make every resident inside of the the country's connection, not the outside world connection. So what should we do? We all know we can connect to all of the websites and all of the servers inside of the country. So, and we know some of the companies and internet providers inside of the company have access to the outside world. So, what should we do? We need to establish our connection inside of the country, which means we're going to buy one VPS, one networks, and let's say one computer. We're going to rent it, and we're going to connect because that VPS is inside of the country. It's not going to be a problem for us. But inside of that VPS, we're going to buy a second VPS in that website internet provider. So we're going to buy the second VPS out in the outside location. So how do we buy it? We're going to buy it from the same server or from the different companies. Or if we have some kind of connection, let's say a telephone, direct telephone, and we have a friend from outside the world, we're going to ask him to buy VPS for us. Or some of the web host companies have some products that sell us VPS from the outside country. So, okay, right now we have our own VPS. Okay. There are two VPS. What should we do now? We can inside of that VPS from inside of our country, connect it to the second VPS. In the second VPS, we're going to create some kind of a loop, some kind of a tube. Inside of, we call it a hallway to connect one room to another. It's a very narrow. It's going to be limited in speed. It's not very hot. It's not very high-speed internet connection, but you are connected through it. So the download speed and upload speed, it's very low. And it costs money. That's a lot of downside for people like us. But we're using all of that to connect ourselves. This is some kind of a proxy chain relays that we're using it right now. So the simple way before, we're going to use a VPN, so directly connect our devices to another server, and server connect us to the internet itself. We maybe use SSH or SOCKS and proxy chains. This is what we usually did, and it was easier for us because it's known. But in this way, in the hallway situation that we talked about, you have a lot of activities inside of the inner country servers, and you're going to be monitored a lot. This is hard to have any encryption. You have to be very good at it. There are a lot of tools that we can use to have a better encryption, but you're still going to get monitored. And extremely dangerous it's about you're going to be surveillance, deep pocket inspection. All of it's technical. So if I'm going to talk about it, it's going to take a lot of time. But a lot of downside, but we as people are desperate. So going to use all the resources that we can have. So we have our own thing connected. Even me, I'm trying to immigrate from this country. I don't want to stay in this country. But for a lot of reasons, I'm stuck in here. But later on, after all this is over, maybe during this war, I'm going to immigrate however I can. But from right now, I'm just going to share this ability for you. So if someday you're stuck in the same situation, I hope not, God forbid, Jesus have mercy on us. If you're stuck in the same situation, so you know what to do. So a lot of toolkit that you must have, which is some encryption protection data. You have some softwares that create the VPN servers and create a user. So for the client part, and proxy mags, the difference between proxy and VPN. So yeah, they are shared in the same. Tor provides anonymity. Tor is the best for in this situation right now, not by itself, because if you're going through the Tor project, the Tor browser, the Tor is they have some bridges in it, but in an internet situation, the Tor, it's not going to work. It's connected. It's disconnected from the outside world. So what should we do? We're going to use the same technique that I told you as a hallway technique and create bridges for Tor. Using that, the Tor going to encrypt all of your activities, encryption in the Tor, and all of the layers. All very good, very good. The internet provider is going to still see someone using Tor, but they don't know who, and they do not know what kind of information they're trying to download or upload. But Tor is going to be like that. So after that, you're going to use Tor. It's better to use some other VPNs that is going to encrypt you even more. So with that, your IP mask and your encryption is going to be very better. All right. So understand DNS leaks. Yeah. You have you have to download some DNS test softwares. They're going to test all the DNS from your inner countries and the outside, so you can see which DNS is going to provide you better connection. And have some cold storage and offline backups, not just from the books and PDFs and ebooks, all of it. You have to download some softwares for yourself. And please download some open source AI. Believe me, you need it. You better download it. And maybe in some other videos, I'm going to talk about how to use any AI open source, even the heavy ones, in some light, I don't know, just some older version of your computers, so you can have it inside of it, and it's going to help you a lot. It helped me even for programming and coding. So, community networks, some mesh networks. Yeah, mesh networks are amazing. One of the best ones is Element. So this is what I am. Let's go back. Okay, I'm already connecting to the internet using bridges that's been provided to me in the Tor browser, but I tunnel all of my traffic and connect it to the Tor, and I give this address 127.0.1 and 940 is 9150. It's default for all of the devices. So this is how I did it. Amongst the name, URL is optional, and okay, let's just go to the edit. Yeah, this is if you're going to create socks, you're going to go to configuration and add socks, and this is how it is. Let's go to the edit again. Go to name and Tor. 127.0.0.1, 9150 is the port, and we put it in TCP, and config type is none, and we're not going to touch anything else. I'm just going to click confirm. It's going to connect it to the Tor. Now, let's go to the Tor project, and the connection is very slow. Just bear with me. All right, here we go. In here, we're going to go to the community. And in the community, it's going to give us a lot of training and resources to how to create your own bridge. Okay, so learn those to the blog, and this is going to be perfect for you. And let's go to the element. I think it's element.io. Let's just confirm it. Yeah, I think this is it. Yeah. Element.io. Element.io is an open source messaging app, which is an open source project. And the good thing is, you can download the whole project and put it inside of your own webhost and give it your own domain name. Some of the teams inside of our, some other people are sharing this website, which is not, I don't think it's reachable from outside world because I am connected from the outside world. And but from people inside of the Iran, they connect to this website, wiiz.ir, and it is give us the whole project of the element inside of our web host. And the good thing is, every messaging in it is encrypted, and tested. So if your encryption is not enabled, or maybe you try to log in with the same user from other device, you have to be verified that you are same user from the other device. And you give some key also. So even if people cannot see other people's messages, and this is that high, so it's that good. So this one, I'm gonna go to the element that it slash now dash HQ, go to element dash web, and in it you're going to download this project, and you're just going to publish it in your own website. And this is going to run a perfect secure message. And with you get all the VPN and list and connected. This is what element achievable. This is the only thing that people bring together, and we could provide some way. So element is one of the best ones, and please donate to their project. It saved us a lot of things, a lot of times, and a lot of resources. So I thank them. And after that, please learn to create some bridges using Tor, because Tor is amazing, but based on using the hallway technique and creating bridges, your connection is unstoppable, and you're gonna stay connected. It's been about 24 hours. I connected, and my connection didn't terminate. So the Tor project is amazing as well. So, but there is some kind of chain reaction needs to happen. So all these connections we all have all these connections. All right. Okay, so now Digital Freedom Fraud, Digital Freedom Fund, Committee Public Journalists. Yeah. So yeah, a lot of people died, guys. Yeah. All I wanted you to be grateful for what you have. There is a lot of reason to not be grateful and be angry about everything, but we are still alive. Okay, I'm not one of those people that are going to out of my house and go to protest. I'm not one of those guys. Even the enemy or my government, I'm not going to get outside my own house and chant death to this person, death to that person, death to that nation. I'm not going to do that. My faith didn't taught me that. Jesus didn't taught me that. So, but that doesn't mean I'm not going to fight. So I'm doing what I can. I hope someday I'm going to get outside this country and immigrant, hopefully United States. But praising the Lord, I am, and I'm happy to get saved. I am grateful. So I want you to be grateful. Pray and fast, because it's not just Iran, it's the whole world. It's not at peace right now. We all need the Lord. We all need Him. So yeah, I hope this video is helpful for you. I hope you're never going to have to use this training and technique again, like we did. But if you did, it's better to have all of these tools, all these resources together, so you just have it. It's better to not have it, because it took a lot of time to gather all of this inside. So yeah, I hope this video helped you, and thanks for watching, guys, and hope to see you guys better not using these bypassing techniques, and see you guys in the next one. Take care, everybody, guys, and I hope next video I'm going to immigrate. But until then, thank you so much. Goodbye, everybody. Bye-bye.